What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So people keep on asking me if cannabis stocks can make a comeback, and I think they actually can. We're going to dive into some detail here and show you exactly what they did today and what I see on the actual charts, because they all pretty much look the same. Not the exact same layout, not the exact same candlesticks, but they all look the same when it comes to understanding the trend that they do have. So before I get into this, please hit the like button, also hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one, and make sure that you get your free stocks with Webull down below. This is the platform that I'm using, so if you're really interested in this platform, make sure that you check out that link, sign up, deposit $100, and you'll get those free stocks. But cannabis is something that I wanted to talk about, and I talked about in the past, talked about how they crashed. I talked about how Tlry was a great investment and how it was really pushing, and you need to look at this and say, should I get into this at this moment or should I wait for the dip? Ultimately, the decision was to wait for the dip. So as I look into these positions, right, I have a number of positions here that I like to focus on, right? But let's focus on Tlry. And I talked about this in the past. Let's look at what happened yesterday. This is exactly what happened yesterday. So people seeing the positivity. There are people that are driving this, right? You could see how it was pretty much level here. Yes, you had back and forth, but it's pretty much level here. You did see a massive increase, gained 19% over the market open, and then pretty much flattened out the rest of the day. Now you could see through the post market, it also flattened out, which means that it's really fighting around these areas, seeing a little bit of highs, a little bit of lows there, and seeing it fighting back and forth. The 15 EMA, 15 moving average crossing over between the 200 EMA back and forth. And that's always a good sign. It means that there's a lot of fight between buyers and sellers. It means that this is the point to where you would see as an investable point, maybe this or a little bit lower. Hopefully you got it at $29, but if you get it at $36, that's still not bad. But you can look at the trend here, and let's look at 3 months. You can look at the trend here and you can see exactly what's happening here. This is the trend line. The trend line is literally going from here to here. You could see it going from, let's say, hitting this, it's going up this way. So it's slowly increasing. You could see it slowly increasing, and that was the line. However, it was pumped by a bunch of people in Wall Street bets in different forms in different places, and it continued to get pushed. And then you've seen a massive sell-off, literally in less than a half of a day. Not even a half of a day. It was literally in the morning. You could see that massive sell-off. But you look at this trend line. If this was not here, if this whole thing wasn't here, how do you draw a box? Forget how you draw a box. If that whole thing was not there, then you'll basically have this full trend line here. It'll go straight up, right? And that's where you're seeing that slow moving increase. So people are saying, can you still invest in cannabis stocks? Yes, you still can invest in cannabis stocks. It has a trend line moving up, and not most times you won't see a stock follow a trend line, but this is a typical trend line. It's not moving off of it. Yes, you do have a couple highs and lows, but those support levels are really pushing up on that trend line, and you see it moving up the whole entire time. And you can eventually get up to that $77 mark. Eventually, it's going to take a while, but this is the thing with cannabis stocks. They catch fire probably a couple of times a year, and depending if Wall Street bets is going to push them, that's what you're going to see. You're seeing the same thing with CGC. So CGC had that huge push right here. So it pushed all the way up, but then you could see the trend line as it's starting to get back on that trend line and continue on the same route. This is what happened. It pushed up today, continued on the same route. It's up 4% today. It was down basically 0.5% in the post market, but it was up 4% in the market open. You could see that ACB was up 12% or 13%. You could see really the same trend. It did go a little bit lower, but you can see the same trend here. It's on that slow moving path uphill. Same thing with APHA. It's on a slow moving trend. Now this got pushed a little bit more than what it was, 28% and also 2% or 3% in the post market. Let's see what it does in the pre-market, but you could see that it's the same thing here. It's the same trend. And that's what I like to see because then that means the sector is pretty much all following each other. Which is a really good thing, So this is what I like to see in cannabis. And people ask me, can you invest in cannabis right now? Do you believe that you can get in at a low point? Do you believe that it's too risky? Certain points are too risky. If you could find a way to get in a little lower, then yes, because you're going to have your ups and downs within that ascending level of support. You're going to have your ups and downs. Just make sure you get in at the lows of that point and basically ride it out. Don't hold it for a short period of time, hold it for a long period of time. If you want to gain a certain profit, then gain a certain profit. But you can see a lot of money. You can see a lot of increase, a lot of gains in the cannabis positions. That's what I believe. This is totally my opinion. Remember, this is all my opinion. It's not financial advice. I'm not telling you exactly when to get in. I'm telling you that, yes, you can find an entry point. So definitely, weigh your spots, weigh your decisions on what you need to get into and what the price is going to look like. And then you can get in and pick whatever entry point you have and have an exit point as well. Or you can just hold it for the life of the stock pretty much. But I can tell you that cannabis definitely has a life, and people think that it's over, just like, GME may be over. No, I think cannabis has a life. It's just the fact that people that invested at $77, it's going to be tough to be able to get that money back. So I would say average down until you can get below, 35, and then you'll be good. So if you can get in lower than, like, say that $29 mark and buy a bunch of shares and get a cost basis of like 33 or something like that, you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to gain all your money back throughout time. But that's just my opinion again. It's not financial advice. It's my opinion. So I think it's still, you can invest in it and make a lot of money from it in the long term, and even over the next month or so. So classified as short term. But let me know what you think about cannabis stocks. Do you believe that you still have an entry point? Do you believe that it will go up? Let me know your opinion, because I love to hear everybody's opinion. I don't know everything. I'm literally going off of speculation, and really you don't have a ton of news. And news is not always something that gives you a ton of positive feedback when it comes to the chart. It'll give you negative feedback, even if it is positive news, depending on what it is. It's just really tricky to go off of news. So I like to go off of what the history tells you, and without including anything that's abnormal. But yeah, let me know exactly what you think. Make sure you take some time to hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one. And make sure that you get your free stocks with Webull down below. Don't forget to check out some of the credit card links. That does help out the channel. But if you are interested in this platform, it's Webull. The link is somewhere in the description. All you have to do is click that link, deposit $100, and you'll get free stocks. Plus, you can download this platform. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.